Charles Bukowski, Slouching Towards Nirvana, Damsels of the Night. At first I believed that those 3 a.m. taps on the window were a delightful miracle, and I would let some night creature in off the boulevard with a cheerful, "Hello there!" and she would respond with some brisk joke, and then she'd move uneasily about, looking in the refrigerator, opening and closing drawers, making odd conversational observations, and then finally use the bathroom. I would sit with one damsel or another night after night, and they were all of similar stripe, and there would be smoking and quiet talk and some laughter, but there was seldom any sex, and then only at the wild suggestion of one of theirs. Most left before noon, and I'd make ready to sleep again, thinking of them sitting there, combing their hair, talking, smiling, gesturing, swallowing a pill now and then. I was never sure what the damsels really wanted, or why they came to visit me, and their 3 a.m. visits continued. Some of the miracle wore thin. In fact, there were times when the damsels made stupid and vicious demands, or even threats, as if I was in debt to them in return for their very existence. They were fair ladies, all, if you didn't look too close, and if you did, you saw faces hard and brutal as an axe, beyond compassion, beyond any real interest in men, beyond their own female natures, their vulnerability long ago extinguished. I tried not to look too close, only allowing myself to be superficially aware of their bodies, their hair, their clothes, their smiles, and even their colorful street lingo, the vulnerable ones, not yet hardened by the streets, if there ever were any such, seldom ever knocked. And if they did, I was so used to the others, so used to the women who were tough to the core, that I didn't recognize the difference, and I suppose, if there were still any vulnerable, I discouraged them with my indifference while the shrews grimly hung on. Still, each time there was a tap at the window, and the strange damsel entered in a rush with a burst of cheap perfume, with her high heels clicking on the floor, a bright joke on her red lips, sent to visit by one of her sisters of the street, and I could not help but wonder, will this one be different? But within minutes I'd realize that this one was no different, and I'd go on and play the game anyhow, sit and smoke and listen until noon, when a reality would enter that was much harder, more relentless than they were, and they would leave before the force of it became too obvious, those damsels of the night, and I'd go back to bed alone, gladly alone, thinking, the next poor son of a bitch is going to have to be satisfied with what just left.